glad y'all tuned in. We about to get the show started. Yeah. Dr. Clyde Winners and Yoshi. Yeah. Then and now. We talking about back in the day and right now. Yeah.
Now let's introduce Yoshima the Genius and Dr. Clyde Winters, the godfather of research.
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though?
What's happening?
I don't know. I'm stuttering. We got these beautiful girls on here with us tonight. I'm stuttering, you know. I can't put no words together.
Oh yeah. Y'all hear that? That's the vibe, because we got the vibe in the house tonight. You know what I'm saying? We got the whole vibe up here. Where am I? Right here? Up here? Up there? Yeah, we got the whole vibe in the house, man. What's up?
What's up, fam?
You know, fam, today we got some other goddesses here. We got joining us that are going to tell us about their work, you know, because you always see these young ladies in the chat. They're always in the chat. They're boosting it up. They're getting people stimulated. But tonight, they're going to join us, and you know, we're going to talk about some of their work and some of the things that make them go strong. What up, Dorville? What up?
What's up?
You know, but again, it's very exciting, and I'm so excited because I've been I started out on Reverend Matthew's show about three years ago, and these ladies were in the chat.
Yes,
they were in the chat, and they're still with us. And I think about this. They began as chat family members, but now they've expanded. Now they're just sharing with us so much research, so much good information that it's driving me wild, and
absolutely.
So we wanted
they're young and intelligent. That's what got me. They're so young, motivated, and intelligent, and their will is so strong. Their vibe is so strong, and when they create, oh man, you looking at books, you looking at a whole bunch of educational things that can really guide you in the right way. I know that Jada hit me with a bunch of content over the time that we've been, connecting, especially on the TikTok. So,
you guys are on TikTok together?
Oh yeah, man. Pop my collar on that one, cause we tit for tat. So I drop a video, next thing you know, she's dropping a video, and I see that. It kind of let me know that somebody's paying attention to our work, and that they're motivated by our work and our hard work that we're doing behind the scenes, and that these two magnificent geniuses have captured our essence, and they create books, they create literature, they create teaching tools. I have seen videos where they're teaching, they're showing, they're giving reviews, they're giving their thoughts, and that's the motivation that I'm looking for. That's the motivation that keep me going, and I think that's kind of the feeling that you had, Baba, when you met me. I kind of hit you with that and it kind of got you, and when I met them, they hit me with that and it's like it's a train, it's push. I'm loving it, man. I'm excited to have y'all on the show.
Yeah, we're so excited. We're honored to be on here, man. This is so crazy. Dr. Winters, we love you so much. Like, we wouldn't be doing this.
Thank you.
We wouldn't be doing this without you. Our dad's in the chat. Von, that's our dad. Hey, Dad. We love you.
What's up?
What up, Von P?
Bumper in the house.
Yeah.
I see
Peace
ya.
and
Shout out
blessings,
to my
Dr. Clyde
sister.
and Yoshimot. It is an honor to see my daughters up there with you both tonight. Hey, the honor is
The honest us.
we're happy
Yeah.
that they're sharing it because
I
see,
know.
Vaughn, you got to understand this is that these young ladies have been in they've been in the chat when I was with Reverend Matthews. Now that I'm separated from it, Reverend Matthews, they're still in the chat. And what warmed my heart, you have to understand, Vaughn, family, what warmed my heart is that these young ladies, they decided as a result of joining us every week to do their own research,
Mm-hmm.
to write their own books. And see, this just made me feel elated. I was so excited. It makes me feel so happy because see, everybody needs a voice,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't care if the voice is nonfiction. I don't care if it's research or it's talking about your life. It's just the idea of being able to share what you write, share what you think, and stuff like that. And this is very important because see here, you know, here you can see. Let me try to get that up there. It's very important that we understand that a lot of boom present.
What you got? What you got?
No, I just want to let's see if I can share the screen a little bit. Is that you know is when you look at this, when you look at this is some of their research. This is some of their this is one of their books, and it's one thing. This is it. It's one thing to talk every week, to talk to the family, and to say, share with us your work, share with us
Yep.
your feelings,
Yep.
share with us your thoughts. See, it's
Mm-hmm.
one thing to say that every week, but then when you see some young ladies, they don't have to do this. They
Nope.
don't have to take the time to do this research. They don't have to take this time to tell us anything. And yet they've taken the time to write these books, and I'm so proud of these young ladies. I'm so proud of the fact in the sense is that they're able to share this. They're able to share this with us and to present to the family all the good stuff that's going on out there.
That book looks spooky, man. It looked like a whole bunch going on. At the top of it, it looked like you're going in a cave, and then it got a whole school going on. So I don't know what's going on, like a dungeon, and then there's a school happening. I don't know what's going on. They kidnapping kids. It just make you want to think of what the heck's going on. Is a teacher cricket? What is happening? I mean, what is really going on with this book? And then when
Yeah.
you read the back of it, you find out, and it really draws you into the book because it's a easy read.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
what I mean by easy read, I mean like it becomes the voice in your head, literally.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
word becomes the voice. It ain't nothing
So
that you have to force. It
Yeah.
naturally becomes it, and it's almost like you're talking to yourself and recreating the story as if you relived it.
uh, put
As
the uh, put the book up to the screen. Which one is that?
this is
Past is never past. That's
yes.
Germany's book. That's her book. She wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. What encouraged you to write that book?
Uh, well, I started writing it like 4 years ago, and I just kind of stopped for a little while, and I changed it up a little bit with the information now that I have from you and all the history and stuff that I know. I changed it a little bit, and I was inspired by everything that you were doing and what you told us to do to put our work out there. And so I was like, oh, maybe I should finish this. And also, like, it's a new, I want a new Paul Lawrence Dunbar, Langston Hughes type of thing where it's fiction, but it's still giving you, okay, like, this is like, okay, black trauma, like, how do you deal with that? And that's kind of the things that the characters go through. And reading those guys kind of helped too, but I'm not on their level at all, but trying to kind of emulate that. Because when you look at fiction, young adult books today, when you read it, you're like, even The Hate You Give, it's a good book, but then it's like, oh, you got to put your agenda into it right away. It's that interracial. There's another book I read. I thought I was going to get, good Black quality work, and I was, and then it's like they put the rainbow, they put their agendas in it. Like, are you like, you can't ever just read. And, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. He said our kids need work that's middle school age and high school, that's not sexualized, that's not all about that. And that's what a lot of these young adult books have come to nowadays. And I wanted to do something that's not so you can have friends, you can build great family relationships, and it doesn't have to be, we don't always have to let's just let Black children be children, and also deal with the complications that happen along the way. And so
you notice that too with the agenda that they put on every positive thing that's
it's
coming
a
out
trip.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm happy that you seen it. So, fam, she's seen it
Yeah.
and she didn't complain about it.
Yeah.
Only
That's
she
the thing.
did some about it and
Yeah.
said, "Well, I'm
Yeah.
finna change the narrative. If
Yeah.
they gonna keep putting their agenda, well, let me study some
Yeah.
Dr. Clyde, and I'm gonna put our agenda, which
And
is the
yeah.
truth."
And that's why in the book, in the dedication, I also thank Ilyasa Shabazz, who's the daughter of Malcolm X, because she puts a lot of great books about her father and her mother, and it's their stories, but like retold in like a kid version or a young adult version. And she's reliving her parents' story through the next generation. And so I really wanted to thank her too, because she kind of got me wanting to finish the story. And again, it doesn't need to be it's young adult, but yet some of these books are like adults, like they're acting like adults in these
I
books and
think
movies.
what I see is how you see it is when they try to shift the children or the teens to adulthood. The only way that they can, which is a pathetic way, is to bring sex in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it seems like, oh, this is what make you an adult. Well, let me
Yeah.
Yeah.
put sex in it. Oh, now it's for adults, and now you graduated. Now we talk, and that is pathetic,
Yeah.
and it is them pushing their agenda because everything that we make positive, they put some kind of twist on it, unless we have total control over it. So what these two young women did, they created a masterpiece and had total control over it and
Yeah.
was able to control the narrative, control the story, control where it's going, control who to target, control what audience to target, control who needs to listen to these books. And I love that about them. They
Could
both
you
did
read
that. That's
could you
nice.
read the synopsis on the back? You want to read that to the family?
Yeah, please.
The synopsis on the back. Can you read it?
Oh,
Yeah. Read it.
this?
Yeah.
Okay, Poetry is a 15-year-old girl who's growing up without a mother. Poetry's mother died while giving birth to her. It's just Poetry and her dad. One afternoon, Poetry's father gets a phone call from his former wife's mother. She is sick with cancer and needs her family. The only problem is Poetry and her dad lives in Philadelphia, whereas Poetry's grandmother lives in LA. The father and daughter duo move out to Los Angeles, where Poetry will have to start her sophomore year. Poetry and her father experience some culture shock, being the only brown people in a majority white town. While Poetry is in school, she bumps into someone she thought she met before. It brings back memories she thought she left in the past. Poetry has dealt with a very traumatic experience that she tries to block out. But how long will it take for her memory to remind her of the darkness that she thought was left to pass?
Wow.
I know,
Spooky,
right?
spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you decide to write? You've made poetry the main character. What makes
Yeah.
her such a vibrant character to you?
Well, I made her kind of like me, but I don't know. I thought that I want, or I guess kind of like her too, like a good young girl who's smart and bright, but very, but also,
Boisterous.
yeah. And then also, I like the dad and daughter aspect because we grew up with a single black dad, and so I kind of wanted that to be involved in that too. And but also the trauma aspect of how she deals with things.
Mhm.
And I work with children, so I think it like the psychology behind her thinking is like she will rid herself of that, and she has for a long time until you read the book and see that she gets reminded of it, but she wants to remember it, and she wants to not feel. She has a little tug of war with herself sometimes, but
Mm.
I don't know. It's kind of similar to me, the character, but I also wanted to put positive images like her grandmother, like that kind of reminded me of my nan and the Dravidian side of that because we grew up with all of our dad's side of the family a lot and like that type of cooking and that type of culture. Um, but also she's growing up without a mom, so that's kind of that type of trauma, but with good stuff though still.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't really understand. You know, I'm kind of very well known in many Dravidian history circles over in India because they put me. I'm one of the top three historians because I was one of the few people that wrote about it. And see, what many people don't understand is that yeah, we have this delineation, and but there is a relationship. There is a relationship between Dravidian people, and in fact, today I think it's Cameroon. In Cameroon, they still speak Tamil.
Yeah.
So we know in a sense that there's this relationship. But what happens is that a lot of times people get hung up. A lot of times people get hung up on color. People get hung up in a sense on trying in a sense to be superior to someone else when there is no superiority. We have to recognize in a sense that 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 you have to support those who are ready to speak up, those who are ready to stand on something. And I love the fact that you've taken the time to try to write a book, to write a book in which, in a sense, you know, girls can see themselves. Because I think a lot of girls, I don't think the average girl can really see herself in books today
Yeah.
because a lot of times what happens is that many people they have these agendas, and a lot of times they want to push an agenda where people are kind of a little bit more gay. And I have nothing against gay people, but I'm just saying that everybody may not want to go that way, and
Right.
maybe there are some people that aren't that way. And I think that you need books in the sense that don't really have an agenda. You need books in the sense that are there just for good reading, and that's kind of hard. I look at Disney, and the Disney Corporation, they went down, and
Mhm.
and it's kind of pissed me off. I bought Disney stock, and now it's not worth anything.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, oh,
but
oh.
but the thing is this is that when they started having an agenda, when they started putting an agenda in many of
Yep.
their movies and many of their
Mm-hmm.
programs, they lost their audience. They lost their audience, and that's what I think is so important about you writing a book in a sense that doesn't have an agenda, but
Mhm.
it has an agenda, but it hasn't. But the agenda is to allow girls to be girls. Why did you really want to write your book the way you wrote it in terms of making it relate to today, but it's a girl trying to find herself? What made you do that?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I just thought I liked the books that I was reading though, but again, up until I got to a certain point, it was like, okay, you had me with the social justice and stuff that you're putting in it, But it's like, what's the point of having black authors and oh, we have all this stuff, number one New York Times best-selling author, and all these young black young adult authors if you're not putting, if you're not doing what you said, what it would appear to be
Mm.
something, and then it would turn
Yeah.
out that it's not. Like,
Yes.
you can't even enjoy it, and then it's like you don't know what you're for the parent. They don't know what they're giving their kid because they might think it's something. It's kind of like the Good Times cartoon. You look at the cartoon, you might think it's friendly, but then when you click on it, like it's some
Mm-hmm.
stereotypical. It's
Yeah.
not what you. So I just wanted the reader to get what they purchase, to get
Yeah.
what they want,
Yeah.
to get
It's
what
not
they're
a
seeing.
trick.
There's no trick. It also, for young black girls to see, like, it's whatever trauma you have, or and black boys too, because
Yeah.
I'm
There's
planning
a
on doing a sequel with one of the other characters in the book,
yeah.
because I left the book kind of with the cliffhanger, and so I'm gonna keep going as a series of this, and so the next
That's
book will
tight.
be about the young black boy, and so
It's
Hmm.
I
catchy, so it'll catch you. It'll catch you, male or female. So she's
yeah.
writing them. So
Yeah.
keep on writing these
Yeah.
beautiful novels. These are wonderful. This is tight.
And Yoshi made the cover, guys. He
Yes,
made the
he did
cover
a
for her
great
book. It
job.
was so beautiful.
Yeah.
He did it so
Okay.
quickly. He was so
Yes.
nice to us and everything. And
Yeah.
then invited us on here. Like, that was
Ashe.
so cool. So, yeah,
Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. You dig it?
our dad said in the chat, these two are one generation removed from illiteracy. And this was my father's dream when he came here. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
Our
Yes.
grandfather couldn't read or write. Our great
Agreed.
grandmother, his mother, couldn't read or write.
In
So,
English.
in English.
Mhm.
So, yeah, the fact that we're writing books and things like that is really big just to put the Persad name on there. That's why I don't
Yes.
use JP. Like my dad was like, you could use JP, but I was like, no, I want to put Persad
Listen,
because our
yeah.
grandfather couldn't read or write, and we're the ones writing books.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
That's tight. That's tight.
So it's very important in a sense that you give a voice. You've given a voice to a community, and that's important because see, I think that it's very difficult for people to find literature that they can give to their children that they can hope that their children can read without maybe being pushed in some sort of direction, because it's very difficult. I'm not going to tell a lie. It's very difficult, and this whole idea of gender is nothing new. I know when I was in high school,
Mhm.
how I felt, trying to grow up and back when I was in high school, family, we had to go pimp walk, and you had to walk down because you didn't want to shake your butt and people think you're gay, so you had to, you had to walk, you had to pimp walk and stuff. But again, in the sense, we go through all of these, we go through all of these various projects. What made you? You said you did the cover, Yoshi. What made you make the cover the way you did?
No, I actually followed instructions. I
Oh,
was
okay.
given some specific instructions, and they actually came out perfect to where how she
Yeah.
visualized it. And what that told me was whenever I can do a cover for someone or use my craft to help somebody content and it goes flawlessly without any problems, a lot of time I look at it as we on the same wavelength. We on the same pattern. We on the same frequency. So I can create with that person and give more to that person if they ask for a little bit. I can give a whole bunch more because they didn't drain me on the critiqueness of well like this like that because they didn't know what they want
Mhm.
and for you to actually know what you want and hit me up and was like yeah I want it like this and it just hit boom 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 and whenever it happens like that it make me want to create a thumbnail. It make me want to create a video. It make me want to promote it. Make me want to put it on TikTok because the energy wasn't sucked out of me I'm giving the energy, so it's a difference. And I really appreciate that with y'all too. It was pleasure doing business with the both of y'all. I really enjoyed communicating with y'all to knock this project out, and I hope for many more to come. Cause hey, we got to do a movie behind this. We got to
Yeah,
do,
we
what I'm
really do. We
saying?
were talking about
Yeah,
That
cartoons,
that.
animation.
that would be good if you could make this into a movie. Because
Yeah,
the video that you guys did was very good. I I thought it was cool.
Oh, the ones that they put on TikTok, man, they flawless. I watch them, and I'm like, the TikTok audience is a hard crowd, but once you win them over and be consistent and keep hitting
yeah,
them, they'll start paying their respect to you, and they'll start watching, viewing, and even purchasing. So it just takes a little time in them cold waters, but you with the shark. So I know how to find the blood. I'd sniff it and drop some content right on it,
yeah,
and yeah. So we got this. We got this.
yeah,
So you two be tag teaming then, huh?
Yeah, yeah, we tag
yeah.
team. It's like, hey, high five, go, your turn,
Right.
your turn, Yoshi. Your
Well, that's good, because see, that's what we need. We need people who are working together. We need people in a sense
Mhm.
that are unified. That's one of the biggest things that I hate about people today is that they only want to play up themselves.
Mhm.
They only want to play up, and because of the fact they're so selfish, we lose. We lose
Mm-hmm.
in the greatest scale. Because we should be trying to promote each other. We should be
Yes.
trying, in a sense, to 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 show that there's other people out there working. And I think that's wonderful that you two could collaborate in terms of
Yes.
doing the article, doing the cover, and things like that.
It's actually fun because it's
Yeah.
she gives her perspective on what she created, and I give my perspective, and it all draws back to your
Mhm.
knowledge and your education and your wisdom
Yeah.
that you stored in us.
Thank
So
you.
by watching you and
Yeah.
by imitating your code and being on code by imitating your actions, it you make a great role model for us, whether you believe it or not, as far as the creativity of the art. Um, when I see you create thumbnails, I'm like, I know this dude didn't do a thumbnail better than me. Hold up. Let me go back and think of something else and let me create. And sometimes it's a hit and miss for me, but when you do it effortlessly, like how you
Mhm.
do it,
Yeah.
with the book covers, with the my thing with you, you do
But I go to Chat GPT, man. You can use all that stuff.
it don't but that's the thing, you got this because you create the PDFs. So
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
PDFs, I remember you asked me to do one, and you like, hey, you want to do a PDF for one of the shows, and I'm like, yeah, I ain't got no problem.
Fam,
And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, man, this is a lot of work. And so I'm like, so you mean to tell me this
Yeah.
dude sit up here, think of the concept, and create the title, come up with a thumbnail, then sit back and say, all right, how I'm gonna get his lecture? Let me break it down in sections, and then let me put pictures for each section pretty much,
Yeah.
and then let me write on it. And see, when you break it down, now we see the work. But when and that's that thing that you taught me, when you offer something for free to our community, our black people, we just kind of take advantage of it. But then when you put a price on it and we pay for it, it's more of a value, and you
Yeah.
kind of appreciate it more. And I think that just by me breaking down your PDFs to the world on how you do it, that allows other artists to see you for the artist that you are, rather than just your book covers and all that. It shows more than your thumbnails, the creation that you put behind it to reach to us, and that's tight.
well, see, but the thing is, this is that I couldn't be an artist. My baby doll wouldn't let me be an artist.
Hey, you're an artist now, brother.
See, I fell in love. See, I fell in love too young. I fell in love, and because I fell in love, I had to. She made me go to work, and because I'm serious. I'm serious, ladies.
Nah, she made you hold it in. She kind of had you to harnessed it in, and now that she's here, but and she's just right there with you, she's giving you that extra energy to really release it and put it
Yeah.
out effortlessly. Like I keep saying, because back then you didn't have chat GPT to create
No,
what we're creating, so
Right.
the timing is right for now, although the pain is with that timing, but that essence that she brought along with you that helped you burst that stuff out, because what we're seeing is burst of creations coming from you, and what you see is like how you said, well, my baby held me back and this and that, and I'm like, well, hey, look, that's like
well,
holding that shotgun back. You gotta hold it back and
well,
then you release, right?
she didn't hold me back because even up until I retired, I always did 2 presentations a year. So
Mm,
I'm always a performer. So I
mm.
did 2 presentations a year. I got so many. I used to go to maybe. I used to do maybe. I did at least 2 conferences every year up until my retirement.
Mm,
But the thing is, this is that I'm so proud of you girls. Is that
mm-hmm.
you girls, in a sense, you're not wasting any time.
No.
You said that you've got plans for to even
Yes.
expand your novel. What about I know when you did your thing on the people of South on the people in your historical novel. Do you think you're going to do any more historical work, or are you going to go just nonfiction like your sister?
Well,
Okay, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
I,
Yeah,
Will
cause
you
we
guys
have
will you
we
guys
haven't introduced the
will you guys
Jada.
introduce
Yeah,
yourself?
Jake.
Will
Yeah, we
everybody introduce themselves?
come on,
yes.
man.
Okay.
Okay, I'm Jalen.
Right on.
Yes.
Okay.
That's Jada.
Okay, so
That's Jay.
Jalen and Jada, you guys could almost look like twins.
I
But
Yeah.
don't
Straight
think
up.
we look alike.
what's
Flip
that?
that
I
camera
don't
always.
think we look alike.
She
No,
don't.
you don't look alike exactly, but the thing is this is that I'm old. So
I look like my brother. Well, my brother looks like me. I'm
Right.
just a light skinned version of it.
I look
okay.
more like my mom. So
Yeah.
they look more like dad. I look more like mom. But it's
Well,
okay.
it's cool.
But
But
we both got the same skin tone and same glasses, and so we look like twins. It's okay.
yeah. But again,
Hey,
but
don't
again,
stereotype.
I know you guys have done those books. You know what? I'm still interested in this whole idea of when you wrote your book, you want you wanted it to relate to young girls, young women. Why was it? Why did you have this idea that you wanted the book to be, you know, very informative? What is it? What in your life led you to feel it is important for girls to be able to say how they feel, to be able to talk about how they really are, and not all the way from some agenda that's made by people who aren't girls, or who are in a sense devious. What made you want to write your book in that way?
I think it was from my own experience of like I had a great dad I could go to and talk to as a young girl, and say whatever. Or also, we grew up in a majority black school and went to high school and middle school. So I don't know, like everything, you can have a friend and still communicate and still really honestly the person who really kicked it off was when I was reading Kobe Bryant's books, the Wizard series. Even though it was about basketball, he did a boy versions of it where it was like,
Mhm.
and he did young girls too, but it was
Mhm.
it was nothing but about sports and how these how you use your powers for good. And I kind of thank him a lot too for that, because it's like, okay, yeah, how do we? And he had all daughters, so it's like, okay, yeah, he wanted his daughters to see, okay, this is just about the topic at hand. Like, can we just talk about what like our issues in the topic at hand? Why does something else? And if not saying romanticism can't play in it and then still be beautiful, but it's never that. It never turns out that way. It's always some drama. Like, is this Love and Hip Hop, or are we reading a young adult book? Like,
Yeah.
I get confused nowadays. But Kobe kicked it off. Like, okay, this, and especially that's Kobe Bryant. So like, to me, that was like, okay, that's someone who kicked it off for me and showed you can just focus at the topic at hand. And then for young Black girls, like, they need to see, well, you can express yourself and have a little bit, like, poetry has a little bit of an
She got
attitude.
a little attitude.
She has an attitude a little bit, but that's
She got
like
it from her.
cool. but
Oh, with you with the attitude.
no,
We both got a little bit of attitude. I express it. She's kind
she
of
does
scared.
that in public. I
I don't
do
care
that.
because people get on her. But
Yeah.
And I was the kid that I was really shy. I would
mhm.
in preschool I didn't talk. I had these little signs of when I had to go to the bathroom and when I was hungry or whatever. And so I didn't ever talk. The only person I talked to was my dad. So again, I really wanted to focus on that father-daughter relationship too, and also give the Black father some love too. Like, you know, that they, and also that I think it's become uncool now for kids to talk to their parents. So I like how the book is like, she feels comfortable going to her dad, and then her dad feels comfortable saying, okay, I'm uncomfortable with this too. Like, if you read the
Yeah.
book,
Yeah.
you'll see, like, and then the other characters, they're also raised on good spiritual values and bringing back the values, in young girls. Like, because, I just feel like it's not the majority, but it's what's shown. But that doesn't mean that's what everybody is doing. And so, showing a young Black girl who has values and who wants, and who wants to get out of the trauma too. And that's what I liked about Kobe's books. It's like they all had a trauma thing that they needed to figure out, but then they figured it out with, like, it was just good. Like, it's clean. Why, like, everything doesn't have to be where it needs to be censored or anything, or like, and it's good to go to your parents and good to talk to adults that care about you, and bringing that back. I mean, I guess that's why they did this to Bill Cosby.
I guess you got a point there, but I know that this is I can see how you can relate to Yoshi so good, because Yoshi and his mom are good friends, and a lot of people, family, a lot of you may not understand. It's one thing to have a name, sister, brother, father, mother, but it's different when your mother, brother, sister, father can be, in a sense, kind of like a friend. Not like the friend is going to say, allow you to go out and just be, hedonistic. No, no, no.
Oh
But,
yeah,
but be that friend, in a sense, who's there to listen to you, to maybe guide you, but also still remain a parent. And
yeah,
then some people get confused, because
Yeah.
some people get confused, and they don't really think that a parent and a child can be friends.
Yeah.
yeah,
You see, because they feel, in a sense, that they're thinking about some of these parents today who they have a daughter, and then they go out with their daughter to the club. Not a friend like that,
No,
but
we ain't talking about that.
yeah.
Not that much. But my mother is a great friend of mine. She taught me how to fix my car. Whenever I work on my vehicle, she's there on FaceTime, if not in person, just watching me, guiding me through. Cause she's in her mid 60s, so she ain't getting down there like that as much. But my mother is a hands-on woman, and I don't consider her whatever she do. Like when she fix her car, I don't look at that as being manly. I just be like, man, my mama go hard.
Right.
Although my grandmother used to be like, you let them men do that. You always trying to be some boy or something, you know. And she say that, but she'll joke. But my mom always say, "Hey, I was always a tomboy," and you know, but she would. That's what I'm saying. So even with the LGBT, y'all, it's there's tomboys. My mom was a tomboy growing up, but she married because there are men who like that kind of, you know, woman that can really get out there, but not playing football or nothing like that, but
Right.
getting out there knowing how to fix her own stuff.
Yeah.
My mom was always like, I could fix my own tire. I don't
Hmm.
need you for that, but if you want to do it, you can do it. But
Yeah,
just
Right.
know that I
Right.
know how to
That's
do
the
it. You
exactly.
difference.
know,
Yeah.
I
just
let
know I
her
know how to
do
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
She
It was
let
it was
him.
like, go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, I was just saying she would let the guy do it.
Yes, yeah.
She didn't
If he
want him to
offered,
do it.
if he it wasn't no. Oh, my ego is up there. So my mother was just a hands-on kind of person, and I learned from her. And when I went with my, you know, when I first started dating my wife, I treated my wife as if how I wanted my mother to be treated if
Right.
she had a husband that
Hmm.
was there at the time, that will, if she's saying that she's about to change her oil, he would just intervene and help out and do it, or we'll tag team on it, because sometimes my mom just want to get out there and mow the lawn, and I'll be like, hey, let me mow the lawn. She's like, no, 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 I want to do it. Or
Right.
I'll be like, hey, let me change your oil. And she's like, nah, nah, I want to do it, you know, because she just want to be in it. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that with women. If a woman know how to do something, and if a man intervene and say, well, hell, let me help. But if the woman is like, nah, I feel like doing it today, I understand that, rather than the bias and the passive kind of way of the
Right.
feminists, and I'm a woman, I can do anything a man can do. It ain't about that. It's if you can do what I can do, that's the great, that benefits both of us. If you can make money and I
Hmm.
can make money, oh, we making it together. But I never understood that concept where if a woman make more money than a man, they're in feud. It
Right.
don't. Hey man, look, you doing it. I'm proud of you. Bring you
Right.
up. And the reason why I'm saying that, because you two women, I see fortune, and I see y'all making that kind of money, and I know that make become an obstacle in y'all way to where
Yeah.
y'all so successful to where the dude is like, hey man, you know, and if a dude think like that, that ain't the right one, you
Right.
know, because the man is supposed to be like, well, shoot, lift me up. I want to see some of that too. How did you get there? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, hold up,
We
let me
can
try them
learn from each
steps.
other. Yeah. It's like my dad said in the comments. He taught us. He's masculine. He taught us how to cook and clean and stuff like that because somebody had to. So
Right.
Straight up.
Right.
you have to teach your kids like,
Hygiene and all of that. He
yeah.
really
Yes.
And
he
he wasn't
added it. It's
scared
also
to
like
tell
when you're
us.
forced into it, what
Right.
can you
Right.
really do? And same
You
thing with the single mom. It's not like that's what you want to do, but sometimes if you're the only
sometimes it's what you
parent,
have to do.
It's
yeah,
what you have to do, and that
Yeah.
showing and proving is the leadership that I really respect. With strong women and strong men, it's that leadership. It's
Yeah.
the, not only you can tell me what to do, but you're showing, your
Yeah.
actions is showing that.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, your dad, you know, if your dad was like, hey, don't whenever you go with me, don't steal, and then he come out and he doing one of these numbers in the car and like, yeah, 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 I got it. And you know, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
hold on, dad, where the hell you get that from?
Yeah.
Oh, right, so I can't steal, but you can.
Right.
Make it make sense. So when I
Yeah.
get older, I can steal. So that's the thing that, you know, teaching these youngsters that even as an adult, it's not cool to do what you do. So I'm
Exactly.
not finna do it myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love that your father is a reflection, because I see it in y'all. Y'all respect him so much.
Yeah.
He is y'all reflection, and y'all are his reflection. And I honor that so much, man. That is tight.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, brother.
Yeah.
You know,
Cool, cool.
it's very it's always good to really think about like that. You know, I want to I want to show that video that you guys did for I think it's Black Spirituality.
Yep.
Yes.
That's what one?
He's gonna.
Oh, I gotta make a song for your book too, Jalen. So don't even trip, man. I got you. You know, I'm
Okay.
working on it. I'm working on it. It gotta be catchy now.
Yeah.
Collected halves of ancient lore, metaphysical keys to unlock the door. A book written by Jada Persauds, with the guided visions of Yoshimo. Ancient black spirituality, galactic celestial symphony, cosmic melanated energy, spiritual within me, our history. Ancient black spirituality, galactic celestial symphony, cosmic melanated energy, spiritual within me, our history. Yeah. Yeah. The rose flame in Dravidian tide, symbols of power where the truth resides. The last G in light, a beacon so pure, audio blind open to unleash the cure. Yeah. Ancient black spirituality, galactic celestial symphony, cosmic melanated energy, spirits are within me, our history. Ancient black spirituality, galactic celestial symphony, cosmic melanated energy, spirits are within me, our history. The rose flame in Dravidian tide, symbols of power where the truth resides. The last G in light, a beacon so pure, pineal gland open to unleash the cure. Ancient black spirituality, galactic celestial symphony, melanated energy, black spirituality. Ancient black spirituality, galactic celestial symphony, melanated energy, black spirituality. Rose wisdom, Dravidian grace, symbols etched in every place. The last gene's light, the guiding star telling us who we truly are. Let's read this book together. Let's read this book together. Metaphysical, physiological, spirits intertwined. It's logical. Let's read this book together. 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 Rose wisdom, Dravidian grace, symbols etched in every place. The last gene's light, the guiding star telling us who we truly are. Let's read this book together. Let's read this book together. Metaphysical, physiological, spirits intertwined. It's logical. Let's read this book together. Let's read this book together. Let's read this book together. Let's read this book together.
Come on, y'all. Hey, yeah. Love that song.
That is a catchy. That's a catchy tune now.
Most people
Yoshi.
Yeah.
find the best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical products.
It's not.
It's Amazon's
You
other
gotta put a book out. A book. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is the book right
That's
here.
the book. Yeah.
Black Spirituality. Okay.
Yeah, and here's the other book you were talking about, Dr. Winter, the Southeast Asia one.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one.
Yeah,
I
so
gotta
I
get.
have two books out right now
Yes.
on Amazon. So, but this is the one though. This is my favorite one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you, Yoshi, for making that song. He just did that like on a whim as a gift, and that was so.
He's a genius.
Yeah,
He's a
Yeah.
genius.
he made a video too. It's on
Yeah.
my YouTube channel.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I
But
sent it to you, Doc, if you want to put that on.
yeah, the video is really nice.
When did? Oh, you sent it to me now?
Nah, it was in that email I sent.
That's we don't have to show it right now, but
Oh, we got to. We didn't miss
yeah,
it.
Yoshi worked really hard on this stuff, so it was really cool. When I first heard it, I loved it. I listen to it every day when I'm on the bus. When
Me too.
I
Me too.
I listen to it and your whole album, but I listen to that song every day. I don't care.
You know, I really
I think
wish a lot of people would. I really wish a lot of people would check out the stuff. When did you send it to me? Earlier?
It came with the pictures, but I'll send it to you again real quick. It ain't no problem.
Okay.
I'll do it right now. I have it right here.
All right.
But I really enjoy making it for them, especially that song. The thing is, Jada, you hit me right when I was learning that program.
right.
So I was already creating some songs for a soundtrack I'm doing for the Olmec movie I'm creating about us. So I was working on that, and then you came along, and then you hit me with that, and I read the cover and read the back, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, man, this is tight. All right, I summarize the back of it, and then I start writing from it from that. And I took a lot of what you put into it,
Yeah.
into the lyrics, and had AI to sing it for me, but I had to format it, write it. I think I did probably 10 versions before I came out with that perfect version that I wanted. Yeah, so I had to listen to so many other versions and get the words right because AI it they don't sing how we sang.
Right.
So it's certain terminologies that you have to use. So I had to implement that and not make it sound artificial.
Right.
So that was the key thing, even with that song that you like that song, and then that other one, that FBA, I'm melanated.
Yeah.
And I'm dangerous. I'm
Yeah.
melanated. Yeah. So when I wrote that one as well, I was on that same note with the ancient black spirituality.
Right.
So that is that rhythm that you see in it of the writing,
Yeah.
because I'm writing it. And the thing with writing that music for AI and for you, for your cadence, is I have to feel your ancient spirituality. So I had to embrace your ancient black spirituality, and that's the reason why that song, even if it's not sung by a human per se, you can still feel the human essence in it.
I didn't know that. It's hard to tell that's not a human voice. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
you found a good program for that.
Yeah, it's on that program. It's called Sunu, something like that. SUNU.
Yeah.
And I did a tutorial today. I'm gonna drop it hopefully tomorrow. We got a little minor storm coming in. I'm gonna try to steer it away as best as I can. I'm on the Gulf Coast, but yeah, on Sunu you can create that music, but you have to write it, and to get it to where it's B1 cadence in it, you have to keep reminding it of soul, and you got to keep putting soul in it. So if I put course, I put course with the bracket, so course, and then the two dots, and then I put
Colon.
soulful upliftment, and then I close the bracket, and then I put the course lyrics down there. So it's that build up that I'm giving AI to remind it of soul.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I
Right.
have to keep reminded, and that's one of the key things a lot of people in AI don't talk about.
Right.
You have to, especially dealing with the music, so it won't sound so blended with each other. You
Mhm.
have to keep switching it up and letting it know about its soul, and kind of instill it in it. And that's how I kind of come out with that black cadence on that B1 cadence, that essence on it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it sounds real good. I mean, if I wasn't so old, I could dance on it. But
no, that's right.
now when I dance, people start laughing. See what I told you?
I want to know how you dancing, what you doing, man. You supposed to
Right.
just keep it with a 1, 2, and a, you know what I'm saying? What are you trying to do? You getting all over here and using objects,
But
and
you know,
you got your bell.
I can, it's a dance in Chicago. We call it the bop. I can still step, you know. I can still step a little bit, you know,
You still
I
got
know
it.
that's right.
a little bit. You know, once you 60's okay, but once you get 70, look like things don't want to do what you tell it to do.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. You
So you
know,
you could try to make it move, but it just won't groove, huh?
that's right. And automatically when young people see when you're a certain age, when young people see you get on the floor, they kind of have a tendency to laugh. I think they think it's cute, but you take it, you feel they're laughing at you instead of laughing with you.
We ain't laughing at you.
Yeah.
Nah,
What
nah,
about
we yeah.
you know what are some of if you don't mind, what are some of your future plans in terms of research, ladies? I mean, if you can tell, if you can say it. I know you've already said
Talk
you
about
want
this book, because
Okay.
this book, man, I'm okay, but man, she really took it home with this one. Like this one really, this is, oh man, you got to talk about it.
Okay.
yeah,
So
tell us about it.
yeah, this one's nonfiction. So I write nonfiction. She's a storyteller, so she's writing fiction.
And
But
that's tight. That's the combo that I
yeah,
love because you get best of both worlds, man. Best of
yeah.
both. Yes.
So in this book, I wanted to really get across, talk about all the ancient cultures that we learn about from Dr. Winters, and that first of all, they're actually Black cultures, so we're taking that back, and talk about his decipherment and give him his credit on that, but also talk about what do these symbols mean. And so what we do is we look at, well, we both do, but in the book, I'm talking from a metaphysical perspective. So when I say metaphysical, I'm talking about how the divine relates to us within, internally, in our physiology, and that the ancestors had a great knowledge of how our bodies worked in connection with this divine energy. And so that's what I really wanted to get across in the book, is that we see the same symbolism in each culture's so-called religion. It's really spirituality, but we see the same symbolism because they're talking about the same thing in relation to ourselves. So we have to take what they showed us and what they've left for us and apply it to our life to be better spiritually.
That is lit.
I think that that is important, you know, because
Yes.
see, I think spirituality is better than religion
Yes.
because religions to me are about making money. You
Mm-hmm.
know, people I was talking earlier, and so we were talking about, Dr. Short's been able to trace his ancestry back to Charlemagne, you know.
We
Oh,
like Dr. Short.
Yeah.
yeah,
he's
many
he's
people
crazy,
go
but he
there.
tells it like it is.
Yeah, but Dr. Short is a most people like Dr. Short because he tells it like it is,
Mhm.
that he's that he's very forthcoming, but he's a very spiritual person,
Mhm.
and
Shout out to Dr.
and
Short.
Yeah.
yeah, he's very spiritual, and he really
Yes.
believes. He
Yes.
really believes. He has faith, and
Yes.
that's important, because see, in this man's world, you have to have faith. You have to have belief, because see,
Yes.
people. I'm sorry to say, but many people don't believe that God answers prayers. I believe God answers all your prayers.
Yes.
I believe that you may not get everything exactly the way you want it,
Mhm.
but I believe in the sense that he answers all your prayers.
Yeah.
And because he answers all your prayers, then therefore, in a sense, you have to make sure that you be careful what you're asking about, Because see, a lot of times what happens is that people be asking for things and they don't know that maybe you don't need that. Or maybe when you get it, it may not be exactly what you thought it was going to be.
Or they're not ready for it.
Yeah,
Asking for something you're not ready for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love that you know the meaning of religion, and at the age that you are, you broke down the real meaning of ancient black spirituality, as far as when we do write about Kemet and we write about Horus and Cyrus, Isis, Seth, so forth. We're writing about different organs and different parts of our bodies.
Absolutely.
When we talked about Christianity, and we brought forth the Christ, and we said, well, we have to be one with Christ in order to talk to God. And once again, we was reminded that we had to listen to our bodies.
Yeah.
In Krishna, when we learn about the aspects of that, we learn as well that it's about the body. A lot of the deities that we learn about, even the demons as above, so below, we learn that it is the body.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, all religion and all spirituality has to do with you and your ego. And that's it. So you fight the obstacle to break through that, then you're able to extend your spirituality to others. But a lot of us are confined because we have the ego blocking us, and we're not seeing it as a blockage that we're supposed to overcome. So we get stuck in it on repeat and never passing that to help others and be free. So I thank you and I commend you for that book, because you know your spirituality. You are one. You are touched. Your sister know it as well, because she's like, man, that book go hard.
Yeah, she loves it.
You know?
But another concept that I really want to mention on here, and that my dad told me that I need to mention it, so I gotta mention it, is the concept you just mentioned, the Christ, right?
Right.
Christ is within. So this might be hard for some people, but just bear with me. Okay, so the story of Jesus and Horus, they're all the same stories, right? For a reason. Because it's about something called the sacred secretion. I don't know if anyone in the chat, if y'all have heard of this, fam, sacred secretion.
You can explain it. Explain it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, okay. Cerebral spinal fluid comes from your colostrum. That's why they made up the term Santa Claus. It comes from your colostrum, and it goes to your pineal gland. That's Joseph in the biblical story, which is masculine, and your pituitary gland, which is the Virgin Mary. And then the fluid from your pineal goes down the ida, or no, let me look at my book before I mess up. It goes down the Pingala, I think. From the pituitary goes down the ida. So these are your two nerve channels, and they look like serpents. So I talk about that too. And it goes down to your sacrum. So that's when Jacob went to the rock. And then that oil, that's your Christ oil. And that oil has to rise back up the 33 vertebrae when the moon is in your sun sign, and it will go back up to your pineal gland, and then Jesus is born, Horus is born.
That's
Christ
why they
is
all
born.
died at like 33.
Right, 33 is your 33 vertebrae.
Damn, I lived too long. But again, in the sense is that family, this is very important when you think about this whole idea of the secretions. You think about the internal mechanisms. You think about in a sense the neuromelanin, and you think about it because see the stomach. They say the stomach and the brain are the same, in terms of the chemical makeup, but we know that the brain is melanated, and they call it a super nigra, and I just interpret that as a super nigger, But the brain is a super nigra, because the fact and sense is this and that. It's very important. That's why, family, you guys got to get that book.
Yeah.
You got to get that book. Show it.
Book.
You got to get that book on Black spirituality.
Yeah.
I want to play the video that you sent. Let me see if I can get to it.
What up, Tons Spy?
What up, dude?
What up? What up? What
You
up?
and Tone Spy always about making stuff, man.
Oh yeah. We did a podcast. I think it was last week. I gotta edit it, but he already know it. And that once I did that podcast, it was a whole lot that was hitting me. But yeah, we going hard, man. Shout out to Tons Spy. Shout out to Tons Spy.
Okay, I want to try to play this if I can. Now I gotta find it. Where are you? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Ancient black spirituality, galactic celestial symphony, cosmic melanated energy, the spirits are within me, our history. Ancient black spirituality, galactic celestial symphony, cosmic melanated energy, the spirits are within me, our history.
Yay!
I know, right?
It is. That should be longer, man. It is. That's nice.
I have another one. I sent you two, huh?
You see?
Yeah.
Oh, put a boom.
I got promos after promos after. I always make double versions.
Well, that's why. That's why you're the genius. You're not. They don't call you the genius for nothing, man.
Ancient black spirituality, galactic celestial symphony, cosmic melanated energy, spirits are within me, our history. Ancient black spirituality, galactic celestial symphony, cosmic melanated energy, spirits are within me, our history.
That is fantastic. I'm gonna take a few minutes and go and play some commercials. Yes. Be right back, family. Today is today. We need to homeschool our children due to white supremacy. In many states, education departments are passing laws to deny our children from learning the history of foundational Black Americans. Today, you can learn how to organize and teach your children in a homeschool in my book, A Guide to Homeschool Foundational Black Americans. You can use my book, History of Blacks in America from Prehistory to 1877, to teach our children their history here in the United States. You can use my book to teach world history. And this book I've written is called The World History of the Black World. This will teach your children about every Black civilization in the world. Get this book. The time is now. Get these books to teach your children about their greatness, to prevent them from losing confidence in their own ability to learn and be successful future adults in employment and education. G-I-J, comma J, equals zero. Now, G-I-J, comma J, equals zero. Now, say it loud, louder and loud, let us all celebrate. G-I-J, comma J, equals zero. Buy my book, Atlantis in Mexico. In Atlantis in Mexico, you will learn about the great Olmec civilization of Mexico. Yes, the Olmec civilization of Mexico. In this book, I tell you about how it was the Olmecs who invented the calendar that are used by the Maya today. It is the Olmecs who are the mother culture of Mexico. Buy my book, Atlantis in Mexico. Learn about the Olmecs. Learn about their civilization. Learn about the wonders that they left the Mexican people. You can purchase my book at Amazon.com.
Touch your heart with a dinner rose. Shake the spirit one time, it gets old close. She gon' take me out of space into another zone. Sweet spirit, she ain't messing with them petty hoes. Microwaves and cobalt us out of phone. Smoking in that vibe and smoking good on that drone. Call me eat the night with the cuz all up in a fro. This queen approach, she gon' drop it low to the flow. You know she liquid gold with the alchemy in the bowl. Trippy super soul is the greatest I never told. She gon' get you right, you can set up on your goals. You gon' spend the night in the harmony with your toes. You know she super fine in the aura down to her bones. Super magic fairy, I'm lost in the rituals. She give me life like butterflies on the rose. Really rich and old, ain't nothing like cracker trolls. Sitting in the clothes, an extraterrestrial. And she never fold, trap crackers up in the throat. She drink your wine, she rock you up like a pole. And she spark my mind with intellectual pose. Shake butter oils and linger up in your nose. Independent goddess, I rhythm up in your soul.
Yellow honey, drip slow, sweet agave at the toe. Independent finance, wine, citrus mist. My Wonder Woman, I wonder how to.
Buy my book, Nationality and the Law. In this book, we discuss the importance of race and identity among many African Americans. I explore the genesis of the so-called blacks from an ethnogenesis of Black Irish, Black Aboriginals, and Sub-Saharan Africans. In this book, you will understand how they were separated into two races and why we call, in a sense, the Caucasian race the white race today. Buy my book, The Nationality and the Law. You'll enjoy it.
Supplemental learning for your mini. But you can learn too. Don't send your mini into the belly of the beast unarmed. Courses, practical math, language, the code, our story and more. An institution founded by us, dedicated to us and our fight for justice. Here you will learn ways to combat the system using the same information they are trying to keep away from you. Welcome to FBA Sunday School.
Buy my latest book, History and Cultures of Black Aboriginals in America. This is the first book that explains and discusses the entire history of how the original people who lived in the America were Black Aboriginals. These Black Aboriginals lived in many different tribes. They built stone pyramids. They built great cities. They built underwater bridges that linked both sides of the Mississippi River. Buy this book, History and Culture of the Black Aboriginals. Find out how many of us, most of us, just about all of us, who are blacks, native to America, have Aboriginal ancestors. Get this book. Learn about our history. Learn about our culture. So support Yoshima Productions, because it's cool, I mean, this brother can make your product good. He can, in a sense, he can write the music. You see the music that he wrote for the Black spirituality. Now, that was composed by Yoshima. He composed many of the videos that I've shown. So this brother is the genius. That's why we call him the genius. He's a creative genius. And it's very important in the sense that we support him.
Ashe, yo.
Asheo, Asheo.
Pray
In other
for us
words,
too, man.
Asheo, grant my prayer, grant my prayer.
No,
Grant
that's
my prayer. I'm waiting, and this is it. Grant my prayer that these sisters will become millionaires.
No, that's
Asheo.
right.
Grant my prayer that Yoshima will become millionaires. Asheo. Because maybe in a sense when they become millionaires, they will support other artists. They'll support other artists and make sure that even more people are spreading the word and spreading this knowledge. What I've always enjoyed about you ladies, you girls, is that you guys have been in my chat even since Reverend Matthews. You've been in my chat, you've been supportive. I was so proud to hear when you graduated. And again, in a sense, is that it's so wonderful because it's exciting when you see that you've affected people positively, not negatively, but positively.
Yes.
Yeah, and get Dr. Winter's books. Look at all these books we got.
Yeah.
This is his book. This is his book.
No,
We
that's right.
can't do research without his books. His books are the
Yes.
foundation of our research.
Thank you.
Can I just tell you the story about how I found you online?
Go ahead. Tell us the story.
So I found you remember when Kyrie went through his situation a couple
And I
years
thought about the Hebrewism.
Yeah, but I didn't find that video first. Because what I did is I got the book that he put the link to and got in trouble for. And they said something about the Dravidians are Ethiopians. And so that sparked the idea in my head. So I just started looking up Dravidians are Black and stuff like that. And you're the only one really talking about it. So your videos popped up on the Dravidians being Black. And then I found you on Rev Matthew's show. And then I just been watching you ever since.
Oh, okay. I thought you were a follower of Reverend Matthews. No,
I didn't.
I wrote so many articles on Dravidian studies back in the day. That's why I'm banned from India. maybe after Modi stops being president, they'll let me in. But right now, because see, the thing is this: is that a lot of the brothers and sisters over in India, they I don't know why it's taking us in the diaspora to write the history. Even Doctor even another Tamil scholar. He was in not he wasn't in Southeast Asia. What's that island? He was in
Sri Lanka.
not Sri Lanka. It's over there. A lot of Chinese are there. It's anyway. He's not even in India either. And we're writing the research. We're writing the papers. But the point is this: is that it's just sad sometimes that it takes people in the diaspora to really do the research in relationship to people in other countries, But the one thing we have going for it is that I'm sorry, family, much of the knowledge is not in the countries. Much of the knowledge is in the libraries or is in the museums. They've taken so much from Africa and Asia, and so much of it is there. I was looking at this video the other day, and they were talking about, the Meroitic language. And they were talking about all these artifacts in the British Museum. I mean, damn. I think I saw one video where they said, where this guy who got to go into the British Museum, and he said the basement is like a city. He said the basement is like a city because they got so many artifacts in the basement. Can you imagine the knowledge that's down there? I wish we could get a spook to set by the door and get in there.
Oh, that's right.
I don't think. I think whatever black people they let down there had to be very. They had to really trust them religiously that they won't really tell the truth.
Right.
Yeah, they gotta have caves for real.
Yeah.
They gotta know they got caves written across their forehead.
And another thing that I love about you girls is that is that I love to see other people that are concerned about knowing who they are. I love to see people in a sense who have pride in their history, pride in their culture. A lot of people they think that Europeans, they think that white people, Caucasians will be against you because you love your history. They're not against you if you love their history. You love your history. Because they love their history. They love their history, so they're not going to be against you. They're not going to be your enemy because you tell the truth or you let people know what makes your culture important, what makes your culture significant and important. And that's the thing. And see, that's the beauty of America. Is that the beauty of America is that everybody's looking somewhere else. So, that's how American culture became foundational Black American culture. Because everybody was coming over here and they wanted to celebrate their homeland. And because they wanted to celebrate their homeland, the only people left to make the culture was us. So, the music, the art, the food, And it's kind of interesting. Because, see, I grew up in Chicago. And see, Chicago is not like Houston and Minneapolis. It's so segregated that you grow up and for much of your life, you don't even see any white people until you get grown or until you go to school.
Right.
And see, that's the way when you grow up in places like Chicago. I think Chicago is the most segregated city in the United States. So I don't know about other places. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it was that bad to where, like how you said, you can grow up and not see a car or not. I guess interact with a Caucasian.
No, we didn't know. And when I was growing up, it was really. When I was growing up, you might see a Yiddish people. The Yiddish people person may have owned the meat market back when I was a kid,
Yeah.
And so then, but other than that, nah, you didn't see that many. And in fact, even in I think let me see. I think I had my first white teacher when I was in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Right. But see, that's just to show how segregated Chicago was. Because see, in Chicago, back when I was growing up, there was certain parts of town you couldn't go into or you would be killed.
Yeah.
They would kill you
Yeah.
if they found a black person in those areas.
Mhm.
Now it's not too bad because see, and just like the southeast side, it used to be white people had the north side, they had the southwest side, they had the southeast side, and they had a part of the west side. And we had the middle of the south side. But then, in a sense, many of the Jews they moved out of the southeast side into around into the northern suburbs, and then many of the white people on the southwest side, a lot of Mexicans began to move into that area. So now Chicago, it's still really segregated, but again, in a sense, it's uh it's kind of a lot more people here. But see, it's good in a way because you to me, I felt growing up around and going to school around people, I developed a lot of confidence in my own abilities.
Yeah.
I didn't feel I had to compete with anybody, and even when I went to university and stuff, I didn't feel inferior. I felt, hey, I felt I was just as smart, just as good. I don't know about you girls
Yeah.
being way, way, way out west. You know,
Yeah.
how did you feel going to school out there? Did you feel in any way a little bit being brown? Did you feel a little bit out or what?
Yeah, it was a big shift though because we went to a mostly black school,
Right.
majority black school, and that's what we did like from elementary school to high school, except for like 1 year for me. So I was so used to that environment, and then you come here and it's really like very not
They
diverse.
asked,
It's
they
not
asked
even
both
diverse.
of us if we're foreign exchange students.
Yeah, we get foreign exchange because we don't look black. They think we don't look black, but they know we're not white. So like they think we're maybe Mexican. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we get. But
Yeah.
out here, I mean, I'm just here getting my education. I got to graduate. I didn't get no debt and stuff.
Well,
So
that's beautiful.
it was
That's
fine. I don't let them bother me.
And
Yeah.
don't feel bad. Everybody think I'm Mexican. It's all right. I look Asian, Mexican,
Right. They can't
Indian,
really tell.
You know,
Paki. Yeah, I'm all that, man. It's
Yeah.
okay.
when I used to do conferences in the 80s and 90s, they used to think I was African, because no, because I was the expert on Islam in China.
Mhm.
I was
Gotcha.
the expert because I
Gotcha.
knew all about the Muslims in China and all that type of mess. And so then when I would go there, I always said, your complexion is so clear, you can't be Afro American.
Ah,
You
man, I
know,
thought I thought you was out there wearing open toe sandals and
now
tight
I tried
pants.
I try to wear sandals now, but I can't. Sorry, I tried. My son told me the other day, stop wearing them sandals. You can't walk in them. Well, I'm trying. I'm trying. You
What
know.
you need, them strap shoes now, the ones where you just strap across
Well, yeah, because see, I didn't grow up wearing sandals, but now a lot of things are sandalish.
sandwich
So when you're
sandwiches.
trying to wear sandals, most of the time, when I was growing up, it was mainly women wearing sandals and
Mhm.
wearing flat shoes and all that
Mm-hmm.
type of stuff. But in other countries, the men wear sandals and stuff.
Right.
I like shoes with cushion and sole. I
Yeah,
tried sandals and it was like walking on concrete. I was like, how do women do it? When they be walking, they be flapping, plop, 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 and I'd be like, man, they must be hitting that pavement hard. And I just be thinking about it like, God dang, gotta have some hard feet to be walking in. My wife, she get with me and we call ourselves taking a trip and walking, and she brings flip flops to walk in. I'm thinking shoes. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, don't you
and they
want some
walk good in
cushion?
them too.
They cool,
Yeah,
comfortable. She don't complain about a foot hurt, none of that. But I could say the same thing, I guess, when women wear heels. Y'all could wear them for so long, and then
yeah.
of course they become uncomfortable. But just the thought of the women and what y'all have to do or what y'all want to do, because it's by choice. Because a lot of y'all wear the heels and the flip flops by choice. You know, it ain't
Yeah.
like no one putting a gun up to y'all head.
Not us.
Y'all wear by choice.
Not us. I don't care. We just wear tennis shoes all summer,
Yeah.
all winter. Like I have like winter boots, but that's
No,
it.
that's right.
I don't wear heels, nothing. I gotta be comfortable. Even
Gotta
at
be
my
comfortable.
graduation, I had to have like flat shoes. They were still cute, but
Yeah.
they had to be
Gotta be
flat because I'm not
comfortable.
about to fall in front of everybody.
Well,
Well,
it's about being comfortable.
you're gonna have to test them because probably when you get married, you girls will probably want to wear some high heels or something like that.
Yeah, it's
You
gonna
know.
happen.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna have to put it to the test.
But like Von P said, and Yoshi, thanks for being supportive and helpful to them. I hope you know how excited they were that they got a chance to speak with you and work together. That's beautiful, man.
That's tight. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, yeah.
Tones Five says, "Thank you, Dr. Clyde Winters and young ladies, for speaking truth to power. It
Yes,
is it is
yes.
beautiful to see how and what you can do with the lessons and inspiration of Dr. Winters. Yoshi's a genius. Yoshi, young ladies, the Persauds."
Thank you, Sans
Yeah.
Wise. Thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah, it's all because of Dr. Winters. I told him he
Yes.
started all this. So
Yep.
Well,
Blame Dr. Winters.
it's got to be starting something.
It gotta be
Oh,
starting something.
don't
start with her. She
please.
loved Michael Jackson. Don't
Gotta
start
get
with her.
over.
Don't
Yeah.
start with her. She'll start going in on this
That
Michael.
is that is that is the man. To me,
Man,
Michael Jackson. To me, I know
I
he was
love
younger
him.
than me, but to me, he was a prophet.
He
He's a
Yes.
was.
prophet. What he talked about, what he
Yeah.
told us.
Yes.
If you really listen to him, he was a prophet. He
He
came to
was.
he came to give us a message.
Message.
He came to lead us to the Crystal City.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
He did.
And
Absolutely.
I'm not going to tell a lie. I want to go to the Crystal City, but I'm afraid I don't want to die. But in a sense, you got to die to go there. But
Yeah.
see, God gave you a safety valve so you wouldn't commit suicide.
Well,
In
well,
this,
you hold on. Well, you say you seen it though before, right?
um, the Crystal City. No, my wife saw it. My
Oh,
wife had
your
a
wife seen it. She had
yeah.
a dream, right?
She had a revelation. We was talking, and she had a revelation, and she saw it. She went through the Crystal City. My wonderful one. She was. I really miss her so much, and God blessed me to have a very spiritual wife and a
Yeah,
friend,
she's spiritual. Yeah.
and a friend.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's very hard. It's very hard because your father teach you that you shouldn't listen to women. Your father teach you to watch out for that sapphire. Keep it in
Mhm.
check. See,
Mhm.
you girls, you were raised by your father, so a man in a sense, you would understand them too much. Like I used to tell my daughter,
Yeah.
I said, your problem is that you don't understand is that if you really want to make a man stay with you, you have to make them talk to you. You
Yeah.
have to make them talk to you. You have to make them open up to you. You have to make them share with you what they really feel and what they think.
Communication is key. Yeah.
And then she said, "Damn, Dad, but that's run them away." I said, "Yes, it do run away a lot of them, but
Yeah.
the
They
person
run
for
away the
you,
wrong ones.
that's
Yeah.
right. They're running
Mhm.
away. That's right. The ones that aren't for you,
Right.
because see,
There
I
you
don't
go.
know.
Nah,
I'm
you
not.
right. You on point. You right on point. Sharp as a thumbtack on a wall. You
Oh,
did it, my brother. So yeah, you on point with that, because if a woman open up to a man and the man runs or flee, then that's what you call fleeing from a small situation.
right.
So if you bring in, and that's just opening up. So if a
Yeah.
open up conversation is a situation, because you want to get to know that person and that background which they're trying to hide from you, then if they're trying to hide, they're not the right ones. You
Right.
need to let them slide on the cool. Don't deal with somebody because you feel that you're lonely and you need somebody. The more that you feel that you're in need, the more that God will provide weeds in this garden, and you gotta pluck them out and pluck them out and pluck them out. Don't you
Mhm.
want a field full of no weeds? Well, guess what?
Right.
Think free and love yourself and say you don't need. And that person will come in your life because guess what? They're going to say, you don't need for nothing. I
Yeah.
don't need for nothing. Well,
See,
let's combine.
but I think it's like I always like to use the example of the movies. In the
Mm-hmm.
movies, you have the black haired girl, or the red haired girl.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the blonde.
Mm-hmm.
The blonde is always weak and needy.
Right.
The black haired or red haired girl, she's strong and
Mm-hmm.
she can give, and if it's a threesome, if it's three things,
Mm-hmm.
she'll give up the man for the weak blonde lady. No,
Mm.
sometimes that's the whole problem, is that most women don't understand is that you gotta let a man know that in a way he's needed, in a way, because see, the thing is this, is that I'm gonna tell you the truth, it's easy to quit girls. It's easy to quit girls in a sense who are strong, because you feel if a girl is strong, if you quit her, you feel, hey, she'll be okay, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because
She'll
because
bounce
but
back.
she'll be okay because she's strong. But
Mm-hmm.
see, a woman in a sense who makes a man talk to them, a woman in a sense who makes a man really, really talk to her.
Mm.
See, and a lot of the guys you're going to run away, but if you make him talk to you, then you two can become friends and not just
Yes.
lovers. Because see, in every relationship you play roles. Your
Yes.
friend, your lover, your doctor. You play all these roles. But the point is this: is that you really want to develop a friendship, because it's by having a friendship that you can really look forward.
And with friendships, remember, space is always needed because you
Right.
need something good to talk about the next time you meet. So
That's
if
right.
you're too clingy and you're under your spouse too much and you don't give them time to live a life
Right.
and tell you the movie,
Yeah.
then you're not going to find that spouse interesting. So space is needed. Too much space is not needed. You will know when to come back in. You go with your emotions. You feel that gut feeling. If you read the book Black Ancient Spirituality, then you know about the gut feeling. And for the men, y'all read this book right here, and this right here would teach y'all what's going on with these women on how they talk to their fathers, man, because the relationships is real deep with a lot of these women, and if they have that communication with their father, then you need to have that communication with them.
Right.
Real big, because you never want to have your spouse to look up to their father and bypass you for
Yeah.
the information, the comfort, and the love, and they keep going to their father. As a male, you're gonna say, man, you might as well be with your dad. I mean, y'all need to go chill with him.
Yeah.
So you wanna share that with
Right.
the right kind of man that
Yeah.
has the ears to listen, and let them express themselves too, and never express too much if a man ain't expressing himself. Just
Yeah.
being real.
Right. Right.
Never
Right.
do that.
Right.
So, and that
Never,
goes vice versa.
yeah, never go overboard in a sense. And
Yes.
and 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 you know what? My wife used to tell me when I was younger. She
Mm.
said, "Clyde, you never listen."
Mm.
And I said, "I do." She said, "You never listen." And see, in many relationship girls, a lot of times you don't really listen to what that other person is saying. Sometimes they're giving you messages that they maybe should be let go,
Yeah.
instead of in a sense being made intimate. Maybe you should kind of let them go.
Yeah.
But again, you have to listen. Let's see what Von P said. Look, people talking about how hard it is to raise daughters. I'm here to tell you, these girls raised me. Made me a
Whoa. I
man
know that's
and
right.
took me to
Yes.
another level.
Yes.
They have
Ashe.
never given me any trouble.
Ashe.
That's good to say.
Yeah.
But
I
see,
love that.
He
That's
just
tight.
turned 20 when he had me,
Yeah.
and he was like 22 when he had J9. So
Yeah.
he was very young, very young.
but he was ready to be a father.
Sure
and
was.
that's very important, you
Yeah,
know.
he just didn't know he was ready yet.
But he
Yeah,
stood up and stayed there
Oh,
because a
absolutely.
lot of men think they have a choice um given. They think that when they have a baby it's a choice. Now it's like, okay, all right, should I stay or should I leave? How many
yeah.
years do I give you?
Uh,
I give you
Right.
8 years and then I bounce. I
Right.
just get you on your feet. And you got these men like that which aren't men, and your
Yeah.
father was a real man who
Yeah.
stood up. So shout out to your father
Yeah.
once again because on the cool, shout out to all the fathers out there
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
Absolutely.
stood up to that plate,
Yeah.
and their reflection is showing now.
Yeah.
Now that's the thing. Your reflection, if
did you?
your reflection is greater than what you is in the mirror, that physical thing,
Yeah.
then you did the right thing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your reflection out
Yeah.
here, y'all show more than
Right.
him in a sense. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Like
And
he's more
that's, yeah.
proud of y'all.
That's what he
He
always
always says
says.
he's the bridge.
Yeah.
That's what's up. See?
So,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Because
that's what it is.
our grandfather, he couldn't read and write in English and stuff, and came to this country and died very young. And then our dad,
Firstborn
he was the firstborn here. His sisters were born in Guyana even. So he was born here. He was the only boy in his family. And his father died when he was 6. So it's like
Mm,
he really had that struggle that we didn't have, you
Yeah.
know. So we had to really take advantage of what he gave us that he didn't have,
that's right.
and he's able to still be around with us, thank God.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, it's
And that
when you have a dad, it's different. When you have a dad, it's different. No offense to people, especially girls who don't have a dad, but when you don't have a dad, you're missing something, especially when it's a black man. You're missing that connection because they never had a male just be loving towards them. So any man that's loving towards
yeah.
them, they might just see that
Mm,
as a replacement for that.
yes.
You
Yes.
So
know, and
yeah,
I think that's very important because see, the average black woman doesn't even feel love. They don't feel love, and they don't feel love because a lot of them now their fathers ran out on them or their fathers left them, or a lot of them in a sense they just because the experience of slavery has wounded a whole lot of black girls in the sense that they feel they're unlovable. I mean, you look at TV, like even now, a lot of commercials they're having the brother with the white woman,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and so then in a way, and then a lot of the movies that if they do have in a sense a black or black person, they're usually an interracial relationship.
And
yeah,
You
that's
know, it's
back on that agenda again,
exactly.
right,
like Jalen talked about earlier.
Yeah. We
Man, that's
see
why
it every time. And
exactly.
we point it out
yeah,
like, oh my God.
That's why
We
she
see
wrote this
it.
book, fam,
Yes,
because she
Lord.
said she got tired of that agenda. She
Being
got tired of it. She got
yeah,
tired of seeing them commercials. Her and Jada was sitting there and they looked at each other and said, "Man, ain't you sick of this?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm sick of this too. Man, I'm finna
yeah,
finish my goddamn book, man,
yeah,
because I can put this out. This is gonna be because it always starts with the idea, then
yeah,
the book, and
right.
with her idea, it must have sparked a little frustration with looking at the media and what they're betraying on us, So
mhm,
it took for that negative to create such a
yeah.
positive. So
Yes,
That's
remember
true.
that,
absolutely.
y'all.
and
That is so true.
I hope family, you guys, number one, give this video a like,
Yes.
subscribe, and order those books. Order those books.
Easy read. Come on.
Yeah,
Easy read. It ain't gonna hurt. It ain't gonna take time out your day. You're gonna feel like it's a movie. If you
yeah,
like watching movies and you haven't read a book in a while, this will get you
yeah,
back on track to reading books. This
yeah,
would lead you to Dr. Clyde books. This will lead you
yeah,
to ancient black spirituality.
yeah. It's
This
all
right here.
together.
I'm
It's
trying to
all
tell
together.
y'all, this is the intro that'll just get you on that pace. If you know
Yeah,
somebody that's afraid of their black spirituality and they like novels, here's the
right,
entry book,
Yeah.
right.
okay? This would get them in that. You know
That's
what
a
I'm
good point.
saying? Vice versa to the ones who
Right,
don't like too much history and they want to hear a novel. here it is. Come on, we got 2 books, Ancient Black Spirituality, and come on, past is never past. You dig what I'm saying? So y'all check these books out and y'all pick these books up ASAP because these right here is y'all ticket on in, man. This is Christmas coming up. Come on. What we talking about here, man? What
That's
we talk?
right.
Go ahead and get your copy
Birthday.
now. Birthdays. I mean, hey, give it
And
to. Come on, go ahead,
it's
mama.
great for your kids to read. So it's a
It is.
YA book, so your kid can read it. If they're like 12, 13, even like 10, 11, probably, they can read that book. And it would be
Ashe.
very positive. Boys and girls can read it because there is a lot of
Ashe.
boy. There's like a couple boy characters is balanced. So there's girl and boy characters. So everybody's reflected in the book. And it's really great. So if you got kids, you could give it to your kids and make them read.
That's what's up. Love that shirt, by the way. That's what's up.
No, yeah, show your shirt. Then.
Oh my.
Yeah, sure. What y'all got here? Okay, yeah, Malcolm X in the house. I love it. I love it. Black woman,
Yeah.
educated, magic, intelligence, resilience, love. I'm
This is really
loving
her shirt, but
Oh yeah.
it.
Well,
I love it. I love
you
it.
guys are a great example of black women, educated magic,
Yes,
intelligent, resilient,
intelligence. Yes,
love.
love.
Yeah, that's
Innovate.
beautiful.
Yeah. Power.
yeah,
Yeah.
so,
It goes on and on for real. Yes. Just straight up enlightened. Yeah, I love it. I
yeah.
love it. I love it.
You know, we've been trying in a sense to ladies, what do you think? Each one of you, what do you really think about in a sense? The future of research, of where you want to go. What would you? Why don't you? Give us a comment, a final comment about this. Take your time. Say your name first, so they'll know who's who.
Right, right.
Oh, okay, I'm Jaylyn. I think I don't know. I want to do a research based one because I work with kids and I experience in my major for college is human development and family science. So the youth and families, and so from my experience, I would like to do that. Kind of like how Amos Wilson did did books on the psychology of the black child and stuff like that. I would kind of like to do more research on that and still continue doing young adult books. And I have another children's book. I have a children's book that she kind of helped me with the AI stuff uh, to make it happen. And I want to do more of that because my audience is like, I would like it to be like younger people and like kids. And so that's really who it's for, to leave it to the next generation. And so kids our age can see it right. Like when we were kids, we read Little Bill and stuff like that. So kind of I would like to bring that back, like for the little black kids to see that again with no agenda. Again.
Well, that's a wonderful. Maybe one day when you do that book, we'll talk about it.
Oh
Here
yeah.
on the show.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them the title of the book?
Well, it's
she
not
can
out.
wait. She can wait. She can wait.
Yeah. Okay, it's not out yet.
Yeah.
Thank you, Teresa Miller. She said this is wonderful. Thank you, young ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm Jada, and my next book I'm working on. Well, I haven't started working on it, but I'm reading your book. I got to read Atlantis in Mexico,
Yeah.
and I just read Ancient Empire, African Empires in Ancient America. So that's what started this whole
Yes.
idea. I want to look at like the Olmec spirituality.
Wow.
Oh
So-
wow, I love the Olmecs. I love the Olmecs.
Yeah, wait until
I
you get
think-
to that. Yeah.
I think I was
Zokin,
incarnated. I think in one of my incarnations I was an Olmec.
Olmec. Yeah.
Because I think I was an Olmec in one of my incarnations.
Remember, Jada, we read your Zokin sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
You the real deal. I gotta read yours, Jalen. I gotta get.
Yeah, I
yours
have
on
it
there.
on my phone. I gotta.
What is that? What is that?
The app, the Zokin calendar. So I kind of shot her a app that allows you to look at the Zocan calendar in this day and time instead of looking at the Gregorian,
Yeah.
and knowing that every day with the Zocan calendar with the Olmecs was a new day of consciousness. So every day was a baby born. So they treated every day as a new day of conscience. It's a
Yeah.
new conscience bringing in here. So it's just like the 5%ers, how they say, what's the mathematics of the day? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
they
I
ask
love
you
it.
every
Yeah.
day is
Yeah.
similar to the Olmec. The
Right.
Olmec is you get up and you say what's the mathematics of the day for
Yeah.
show, and it's our power to enhance, to do this, and I do this to move this. And when you say what you are, it embodies you even
Mhm.
more when you speak it out loud,
Wow.
so you really embed yourself in it. So to those who are doing the zodiac, and y'all on the Gregorian time, and god darn well that the
Yeah.
Gregorian time ain't got nothing to do with anything with the motions of the cosmos. It had something to do with egos instead of cosmos. Then you understand that a lot of the rituals that you doing are a hit and a miss.
Yeah.
So in order to get it as a 100% hit, you would go with the Zocan calendar. And what I
Yeah.
presented to Jada, and I know you let your sister check it out. What that is, it breaks down. You put your birthday in,
Yeah.
and it breaks down your place in the matrix system
Mm.
and the houses that house the conscious mind. So what I do is I write a list of the people that are in that Zocan calendar, in that sequence, in that house, in that matrix, and I see where I sit with them in that house, and I learn how and when their powers are more powerful to bring them forth to use them. So I can call anybody eating any given day, knowing that their Zocan sign is this, and I can say, hey, da 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 da, and I guarantee you on that day they'll be able to produce that because it's already in their will. It's already written. So I'm happy y'all heard that. Yeah, that was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's Zokin stuff, man. Yeah. I mean, Baba Clyde, yeah, you the one taught everybody all this stuff through that
Yeah.
book. So
Yeah, but y'all took it. You guys took it even further.
straight up,
You
yeah.
know. But
Thanks
see,
to you though.
but that's what it's all about. It's all about one teach one,
Each
and
one
when you
teach one.
yeah
Yeah.
teach one, and as you expand it. But I love the Olmec. I believe in one of my incarnations I was an Olmec, and because I think that's the only way that I was able to read their language and decipher all these languages. I think I was a big traveler back in the day, you know, and when I was in some of my incarnations, you
Playing
know,
sports.
uh, I think maybe playing sports, but I think I was also an intellectual, you
No,
know.
but you too big. You an intellectual sports book. Uh,
But see, that's why Paul Robeson was my idol, and because he played football. But the thing is, this is now. I don't know what my other incarnations is. Like I told you before, my wife died, my baby died. She said, Clyde, I see us in Italy. She said, we're in Italy right
Italy.
now. She's my mistress, so I'm
Mm.
being a naughty man or something like that.
Oh my
And so
goodness.
then, oh
Oh.
yeah, because she said she's my
Oh my
mistress, and
goodness.
so I'm in
Oh
Italy.
my
So I mean,
goodness.
hey,
We got a
so
French
so
connection going on.
yeah,
God
so if
dang.
I'm in, so if we're in Italy, I want to be him because he's young. I don't want to be old. But the thing is, this is that. That's just it. Is that I don't. I. That's the beauty of it, and I'm so proud of you girls, and you've made me extra proud to be on my show tonight. But I'm proud also that I was able to inspire you to do this writing and research, and I want you guys to continue, and we're going to talk more about it. We got a few minutes left. Did either one of you want to say something to end it, or?
Yeah. I just had a couple thoughts. So
Go ahead.
I talked about the moon. When I talked about the secretion, I said the moon, this happens when the moon is in your sun sign. So this
Uh-huh.
happens with you. It's personalized for you based on when you were born. But your sun sign, which is supposed to be your astrological sign, they lie about, which I think that's what you were just saying, Yoshi.
Yeah.
Well, you can't go off of their calendar and things like
Yeah.
that. Vedic astrology is even different. So you
Yeah.
got to look at the older astrologies to get what you're really going
Well,
for.
you two are gonna have to author that book, and so we can talk about it one day.
Okay.
I know that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it, and I really appreciate that Yoshi was able to take your book and create those beautiful, images, that the beautiful, commercials. I know a lot of people, they get mad at me. They probably say, "Why Dr. Winters always want to show these videos?" And there's somebody I know, the Dorvell said that I like your stuff because
You
it's
like
kind of like anime. But again, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's something different. And I can't wait until you get some of your stuff. I know you say you send it to some of the other mediums that it can be
Yeah.
broadcast. But
Yeah.
again,
Thank
thanks
y'all.
thanks
Thank
for coming on the show tonight.
Thank
I
y'all.
hope the family enjoyed it.
Yeah, we hope
And
you guys enjoyed it.
Pick up
and
y'all
when you
copies, both of them.
Yeah, so
yeah
this is her
yeah
book.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
All
Ooh.
right, all
I know
right,
that's
all
right. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Trophies, man.
Yeah,
Hold
get
up.
Dr. Winter's books because it all goes together.
Yeah.
So with his books,
Yes.
man,
Yes.
it
Yeah.
all goes together. So if you know his research when you're reading our books, it will make more sense. So anyone who follows Dr. Winters, I think, would really like our books. So thank you, Dr. Winters.
Yes,
We really
thank
appreciate
you.
it. You guys didn't have to have us on, and you did. Thank you, Yoshi,
Yeah.
for
For
always
sure.
helping
No,
us.
thank you.
That's
No,
right.
They did what Dr. Clyde asked the
yeah, he
community
told
to
us.
do.
Yep.
So
Yes.
Dr.
Right.
Clyde been pushing it with the
Yeah.
community. If you think that Dr. Clyde is pushing Yoshi so much, it's because probably you ain't been touched. You need to go ahead and utilize the Yoshi and let me touch some of your craft. Let me go ahead and
Right.
put some of your stuff to use, and you'll see
And
why.
Yeah.
Because they did, and this is proof. And I'm grateful that I was even
but
chosen by y'all
and
to I'm honored, man. I'm honored.
Yoshi family out there, Yoshi's written a book, and it's
Yes,
Wow.
and
too.
it's
Yes,
and he won't publish
I
it.
know.
He
Oh,
won't publish it. It's
you
a it's
gotta
a kid's
publish
I
book.
have too, and
It's a
I
kid's book. It's
yes,
beautiful. It's
yes,
already done.
it
You
is.
know,
It's already
Oh,
done. It's just
and Marie Antoinette has written some stuff
yep,
too. But
yep,
I got to get you guys to
yep,
to
yep,
to to
yep,
to do like these young ladies. You got to be
yep.
brave. You got
yeah,
to take a
Put it
chance
out there.
yeah,
and
Yes.
put it out there.
Put it
yeah.
out there.
Just
It
put it
came
out there.
out. Put it out there. I have the
Yeah.
physical copy. I'm gonna get the ancient black spirituality and the other one because I need to have them in my possession and
Yeah,
to read, to hold as
yeah,
trophies.
yeah,
Because the physical is different than the digital, and
yeah,
sometimes I can go around and listen to it, but it's
I love
another
the
thing to come
physical.
to my house.
yeah.
Baba Clyde, I got your books on my stairs. When I walk on my stairs, I look and say which one I want to pick. I
Yeah,
could pick
Yeah.
one as I
I
go,
know.
as I come. They're on
Yeah.
every step. You know what I'm
All right,
saying? So,
and the
I,
one to get on your nerve, just kick it, get the hell out of here.
None of them get on our nerves. None of them.
nah, man. Don't.
But again,
I
we got
love
a
it.
few
Thank
minutes
y'all.
left, so each one of you say your name and then let's get a final comment, please.
Right.
I'm Jay Lynn, and I don't know. I just want to say thank you to you guys. You guys really are inspiring, and thank you, Yoshi, for the book cover. It's really great. And Dr. Winters, thank you for the knowledge and
Thank
just
you.
everything.
Yeah, I'm Jada. I just want to say, listen, man, you really got to support these two. These two, like, they're the ones. Not we're still young. We're gonna get better. Dr. Winters, he's
A
the
library.
greatest. He's a library and encyclopedia, everything.
Yes.
He knows so much information. And
Yes.
young people, if any young people are listening, we're young, we're in our early 20s, and you have to listen to your elders. So learn from your elders, especially as Black people. Stop disrespecting the elders, young people, because we need to learn from them. We need to learn from Dr. Winters, and sometimes you need to sit down and listen. Even just being in this conversation with you guys, it's different than just watching, because we get to sit here and really soak up what you guys are saying. You're giving us gems on every topic, and we're like, oh my God, that's so smart and brilliant, from successful people who have been successfully married, people who have successfully published their books and their music and their work and their art. So listen to your elders, and then you can become successful too. It can push you. So if you see Dr. Winters, he can do a presentation every single week for us. He doesn't have to, but the least that we can do, it's our responsibility. Actually, it's not his, because he's already done the work. It's really on us. It is our responsibility. It's not a question. It's you need to do it, because he's the elder. So he's passing the torch to us, and he's still doing it. So what's our excuse? There's no excuses.
Yeah.
So hopefully people be inspired by Dr. Winters. He's the greatest ever. And Yoshi, your work ethic is great.
Yeah. Love you, ladies.
Thank you. Love you guys. Yeah. Thank you so much.
If you're not going to speak up, the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, the ones who do. Stay brave on your fears and stay away. Vampire, stay brave on your fears. Control your atmosphere. Don't let them take your energy. Don't let them take control your atmosphere. I am you. Control your atmosphere. Don't let them take your energy. Don't let them suck your energy. It's a distraction away from me. I am you and you are me. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. Don't follow. I said nobody but yourself. Don't follow. Nobody but yourself. Don't follow yourself. Nobody yourself. Yeah. Right now, it's time to wrap everything up, you dig? I hope y'all enjoyed the show. And Dr. Clyde Winters, Den and 9. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody, all y'all support. Y'all like, subscribe, and share this. You dig it? You've been invited to the Den and 9. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the Den and 9. Yeah, Dr. Clyde Winters in the Yoshi Mind. Intro, outro to the Den and 9. We gon' see it, so have dinner now. Yeah, raise your head, why put them down? B1 on that Den and 9. FB8 on that Den and 9. FBB on that Den and 9. It's all about unity on that Den and 9. My indigenous folks on that Den and 9. All my Africans rise on that Den and 9. Rise up on that Den and 9. And don't forget to subscribe to Den and 9.